Okay. So I've made a tier list of all the enemies that you can come across in the base game of Lethal Company. Okay, so things that I'm going to take into consideration are how easy they are to kill, how easy it is to be killed by them, how terrifying they are, and where they can be found, um, which is either inside the facility or outside the facility. So first, we're going to start with this one. Give me one sec. Okay. First, we're going to start with the Spore Lizard. This creature can be found inside the facility. It is not terrifying at all. It might startle somebody playing the game at first when they first see this type of enemy, but it's extremely harmless. As far as I know, the only two ways that it can attack you are by spraying a pink mist in your face when you chase it, and also by biting you if you get too close to it. The pink mist might be like more lethal because if there are other enemies around, you would effectively be blind, and this thing just wouldn't really be good in that situation. But here's a video of the Spore Lizard.
All of a sudden, the trap door opens.
Oh,
No,
it's Big
your
Gold.
boy, you scared the
It's my boy Big Gold.
Big Gold. Don't in here, dude. They'll bite you. Why do we fuck with the wildlife?
Bro, that's my boy.
See, so they're just belittling this thing. It's not harmful at all. I'd probably give this enemy a C rating. It's just, I don't know, it could be a much better enemy. It's not hostile at all, really. It's just, I don't know, it's just a weak enemy to me. The next one we got here is the Hoarding Bug. This one is also found inside the facility. This one is like us. It wants to get the loot inside the facility. So, however, it doesn't take it back to a ship. It just keeps it in its area. By themselves, they're pretty easy to handle. Once they start getting in groups, it starts getting a little crazy. They take your loot. So, whenever you try to get the loot from them, they will start to attack you. So they're like they're hostile and non-hostile at the same time, and they can be dangerous in numbers. However, like I said, by themselves, it's not really that big of a deal.
Mason just died.
I want that apparatus. I think we can get it if we just find a key.
Okay. Yeah, you fucking get it, dude. I'm not going.
Oh fuck! He took his body.
I did.
Okay, so this thing actually picked up one of the bodies, walked over a mine with the body, which allowed it to detonate, and it killed him. Like in the video, he's dead. You can kill these things with landmines, and apparently they can also kill themselves with landmines. I don't think they can trigger the mines. However, since it was carrying a body and it went over the mine with it, it triggered it. This one, I'm gonna give it a B. These guys are kind of fun to come across. They're pretty easy to kill. I think it takes like 1 to 2 shovel hits to kill them. Yeah, super easy. These guys aren't too bad. The next one we have are circuit bees. These guys can be found outside the facility. They keep to themselves unless you disturb their peace. So these are like a fuck around and find out type of enemy. So if you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone, just like in real life. However, if you take their hive, they will be pissed. But the reward for taking the hive is obtaining a lot of money from it. So it's high risk, high reward type situation.
Yeah, boys.
Hey, what's this over here? Look.
You guys want me to watch this?
Oh, that. Oh, shit!
Okay. They could be relentless unless you leave their hive alone. So you could like pick up their hive, drop it, they'll go back to the hive. But if you take it far enough away from them, they will just roam the map, trying to kill anything they come across. So with this one, I guess as an enemy themselves, I give them a B as well, but above this. But if I consider like also the loot that comes from it, it would be an A tier enemy. However, this is just ranking them based off the enemy themselves. They're not terrifying at all either. The next we have on the list is the Nutcracker. These guys are extremely difficult. They are found inside the facility. They hold a shotgun. Apparently they can be killed. However, I haven't really looked for a video of somebody killing them, but I've never seen anybody killing them. And usually it's just they get one shot by the shotgun. It seems like they're pretty docile until they know of your presence, and then they start making noises and hopping around and just looking for you to kill. These guys are pretty terrifying to come across because of how lethal that they are.
Oh my god. No, 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 no.
And that is the Nutcracker. This one I'm gonna have to give a B as well. These guys are just way too difficult to handle in my opinion. Maybe if I play more, I'll be able to figure them out. But every time I come across them, I die, so I don't get to like toy with them enough. It's extremely difficult to figure these guys out. Next on the list is the Mask. This thing is pretty interesting. If you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you'll probably end up dying to this thing. And then them as a player is also just like very confusing because you don't know what they're capable of until you know what they are capable of. These guys are pretty terrifying. They're found inside or outside the facility. I believe they stay inside the facility. I don't think that they can exit the facility if that's where they are. However, if they are in the facility and they're teleported out, they can definitely make it outside of the facility because they're teleported. These guys are pretty they're not like super terrifying. However, they can be hard to handle. Best advice is just to run away from them or find a way to attack them. Here's a couple people actually attacking it.
Ooh, scary.
Why can't I wear it? I don't like that. Oh, I can't put it down and I can't.
Oh, so it's stuck to your face?
Yeah.
That's rough.
Do you see out of it?
Barely.
Oh, that's a big. Oh, Tyler!
What the heck is going on?
I don't know, Tyler. You okay?
Tyler?
That's not Tyler. 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 He's dead. Oh.
Bro.
So it's hard to see. However, when this thing grabs you, it will actually vomit blood on you, and that's what converts you. And then you'll look exactly like that one, except it'll be two of them now. So this is essentially like a zombie infecting other zombies. I think people call these mimics sometimes. However, I don't think that they're called mimics. This one I will have to give an A tier. It's super creative. They're not extremely difficult to handle, and once you pretty much know what they do, it's really easy to avoid, actually being affected by the mask. But anytime you get a new player and they pick up the mask, it's really funny to see the reactions that come from it. Next, we have the Snare Flea. The Snare Flea, this is, I think, one of the most paranoia-inducing enemies, in the sense that since they hide in the ceiling, it's you essentially will never be ready for their attack unless you're actually looking up, which means that you will constantly have to be looking up to avoid being attacked by them. There's not a lot of them in the game, so luckily enough, like it's not it's not a big punishment for not looking up at the ceiling 24/7. However, if you're not, chances are you will be attacked by this thing sometimes. And yeah, so let's see that.
That's a high.
Oh, I don't have a video of a snare flea. Okay. Let's see if we can find one real quick.
What the heck is that? What the heck is that?
Okay. So as you can see, it actually latched on to somebody, and when they tried to speak, it was muffled. It's because the snare flea wraps around your head entirely, and it covers your mouth too. So it gives it the effect that you can't speak through it, which is really, really funny because you just hear people panicking there. If that ever happens, there are a few ways that you can actually break free of the snare flea. One of them is by being teleported out, which is kind of a rare case, unless it's like coordinated. Two is somebody can have a weapon on them and physically hit this thing off your head. They have to be careful not to hit you, or else they will deal damage to you instead of the flea. And then the third way is to have, if you don't have anybody to teleport you, or you don't have anybody with a weapon, have somebody guide you to a door, and the person will say, go this way, go this way, go this way, until you get led to a door. And then once you enter the door, or I guess exit the facility in this case, the snare flea will just drop off your head into the room, and you'll be outside of the facility, and it'll stay inside. So that's a way to get it to get off your head as well. This enemy I'm gonna have to put as a C. It's not very common, it's not terrifying, it's really easy to handle, and it's more of an annoyance than anything. It's pretty funny whenever it lands on the other players because of the way it makes them sound, but overall this thing is just not a good enemy in my opinion. The next thing we have is the Hydra Deer. The Hydra Deer, it's hard to see it in this picture, however, it's a blob, and it moves very, very slow. However, it deals a lot of damage in a very short amount of time. So you either want to outplay it by avoiding it entirely, just not getting near it at all, which is really easy because it's slow. However, if you get pushed into it by another enemy, then that could be problematic. Or you can run straight through it, which it will still deal damage to you, and if you're at full health, you can run straight through it. It's very risky, but if you don't have any other options, that is an option if you're at full health. Let's see. Hydra Deer.
Hydra Deer. Guys, we can just jump over it.
Joey, I'm gonna leave.
Oh, I'm dead.
Joey, it's 2:25 p.m.
No,
Get back
no,
to the ship.
no! Fuck! Ah!
There it goes. So that's the Hydra Deer. Very easy. I don't like coming across this enemy a lot. However, it's not a terrible enemy. I'm going to put this as a B as well. It's not a poorly designed enemy. It's easy to maneuver around, kind of. It takes up a lot of space, but it's so slow that it's easy to maneuver. Yeah, it's not terrifying. It's just kind of like, oh shit, this thing is here. Now we have to deal with it, type of deal. Sometimes they like to guard the door, which I don't like, to enter the facility. So as soon as you enter, you either need to run as soon as you enter, and that's after knowing that it's there. because you wouldn't enter the facility if you knew it was there to begin with. Or 2, turn around instantaneously, or I guess I think you're facing the door already, and just leave. It's just really unfair situation if you enter and it's right there. As far as I know, this thing doesn't die, so this is like one of the enemies that doesn't die. I think every other enemy dies, except this one too. The circuit bees, I haven't seen them die either. Okay. The next one we have is the bunker spider. The bunker spiders, in the last video where the Hydra Deer was, dude actually landed into their web, and then the Hydra Deer got to him. However, these webs are actually made by this bunker spider, and if you land in it, it will come for you, and if it kills you, it'll actually spin your body into like a little cocoon or web, and it'll hang it from the ceiling, and it's hard to take the body out. I don't think you can take the body out once it hangs it from the ceiling. So here's that.
There you go. Oh, what the fuck?
I'm okay.
This works.
Okay,
You might have to stand up.
I'm afraid to.
No! Tony!
There you go. These guys are pretty easy to kill. I think I've two-shot a spider before. Not sure. You can actually break their webs as well. And these guys are really easy to maneuver around. As you can see, he's just standing on the railing here, and the spider wasn't able to attack him. So I think their hitbox for dealing damage is like super low. That's why whenever his buddy stood up, it actually just killed him instantaneously because he touched it. Yeah.
Afraid
As soon as he, yeah, see. So yeah, that means his hitbox is like, I guess on the lower half of the railing. So yeah, really easy to not be attacked by this thing. This one, I'm gonna give a B as well. It's really hard to say. I guess I'll give it an A. It's definitely good. One of the good enemies in the game. That's like not ridiculously hard. It's not shit. It's not super easy to counter. However, it is counterable, and yeah, you can actually attack this thing while it's chasing you. So that's also a plus. Okay, the next one we have is the Bracken. Now, the Bracken is the stalker of the game. This thing is kind of terrifying. I've gotten jump scared by this thing more than any other enemy in this game, and it has left me feeling terrified. And that's something that I really like about this enemy. He's also fairly timid at first. He does like to stalk you. However, if you look at him, he will start to shy away a little bit. However, if you aggress him, he will become aggressive himself, and I think after a while he'll just start attacking you, or he'll try to kill you. So you pretty much, this is also one of the paranoia inducing enemies, because you constantly have to be looking around to see if he is lurking in the shadows somewhere. So here's the Bracken.
You can go take it back if you want. I'll try to find it.
Okay.
Alright, it's just me now. Yeah, I don't like that. Oh my god! Ooh.
So you can see it's a pretty terrifying experience because you don't know, like, every time I see it, I don't know if it's going to kill me or not. So it always leaves me feeling on edge. And I think since this enemy is so terrifying and also so unpredictable, and usually I don't die to this enemy, but there are times that I do. I'm going to have to put it as an S tier enemy because this is one of the best designed enemies in the game. Just the way that it behaves. It's just a really good designed enemy. Next we have the Thumper. This thing is absolutely ugly. It is extremely lethal, super aggressive. They're not very common to come across. However, they when you do come across them, the best thing that you can do is just get away, because this enemy is pretty dangerous.
I don't have a weapon. Okay. I'll go in and flash him, okay? He went there to the left. Follow me, Tyler.
We're going on the off. He vented, I think.
So they killed one, and then there was another one right behind it. It looked like whenever they hit it that it got stunned. So like he was just like flailing about, not doing anything, which is kind of nice. So I guess if you are able to hit him before he gets to you, then then you'll have a leg up on this enemy. Personally, I am not a fan of this this enemy type, and I'm just gonna leave it as a C tier enemy. And I'm actually gonna move this down to D tier just because of how poor of a design it is. Okay. Next up on the list is the Coilhead. This is also one of my favorite enemy types, just because of the way that it behaves. It is extremely dangerous. However, it is very manageable. Usually, it's best to handle this thing in pairs, because you can essentially have somebody look around while one person is watching this thing. However, if they both look away, both people look away, it will start to chase. However, it stops as soon as it comes into sight. It can't attack you if it's in front of you. I've never seen anybody turn last second and still get attacked by it. However, if it does hit you in the back, it's an instantaneous kill. And it's pretty cool because it leaves like a spring where your head is, and your head will just go flying off somewhere. It's pretty funny looking. Yeah, and these things this can be dangerous, but it can also be extremely easy to handle. A lot of people don't know how to leave the facility with this thing on you, which kind of sucks. However, once you learn how to handle this thing and also leave the facility at the same time, it's usually you never die to this. And I don't think I've ever died to this enemy once.
You can get out?
Yep. Turn around now. Haha. No, they don't actually care.
Oh. What? How do I escape them then?
Try now.
Oh, I'm freaking out!
Turn around.
What? Do I have to die now?
Yeah.
I'll cover my eyeballs.
And now I get away.
If I try
Okay, so this obviously was a video for content purposes, because if the strat was to have him get killed and for this guy to leave, then this guy should have left while the other dude was looking at them, and then turned around. However, you can just lead these coil heads over to a corner, and then you watch them from the corner head to the door, and then you start turning so that you can see the door to exit while they're still in your vision, and then you can leave. So these guys handle it very poorly. However, that was like obviously for content, because you just watched him die, which obviously isn't like a logical move. So with this one, I'm gonna put it as an S tier enemy. I really enjoyed this one. It's one of my favorite enemies in the game. I love coming across it. I don't know why. A lot of people fear it. It's just a funny enemy. Okay. The next one is the Jester. The Jester is probably one of the most terrifying, if not the most terrifying enemies in the game. This thing is... It's creepy. It's playful. but then then it develops a creepy tone, and it's just a little unsettling coming across it. And then when the Jack in the Box completes, the head that comes out of it makes like this weird background noise, and it's terrifying to look at. And the way it moves and sounds when it's moving, and it's starting off walking slow and then speeding up its pace. It's just a super creepy and well designed enemy. So here is the Jester.
Oh, I'm so screwed, dude. I am so screwed. Oh, crap. Oh my god, no way.
Okay. So, that was a Jester pretty much at full speed, just coming straight for him. I know it showed like the coil head most of the time. However, that is like how this enemy behaves, and it is just extremely terrifying, and I don't think there's a way to kill this thing. If there is, I don't know of it. I've never heard of anybody being able to kill it. For this one, the amount of like terror that it instills, and just like the design of it entirely, it's my most favorite enemy in the game, and I'm putting it in S tier. The next one is a Ghost Girl. This is one of the creepiest enemies in the game. She will just stand at doorways and stare at you and breathe heavily, like she's kind of also stalking you, but she's doing it like right in front of you. And it just gives such a creepy factor because it's a little girl, but she's like, her face is like all fucked up, and I think there's like blood on her too, and it's just a terrifying enemy, and she just skips around, and only you can see her. Nobody else can see her. She makes the lights flicker. She can leave the facility, which is also extremely terrifying. And apparently the only way to get her off you is, to like break the curse, is to take a shower, which then puts the curse on somebody else. I don't know how that works once everybody takes a shower, or if they're the only person and they take a shower. Haven't looked too much into it. However, she's still terrifying by nature.
He said dead end. Whoa! There's a.
Huh? There's a little girl. He's seeing things.
Yeah, there's a little girl here. It's like a.
I didn't see nothing.
Do you guys see the light splash?
We didn't see it. You're crazy.
Pickles, there was a little girl.
Crazy. That was crazy.
Oh yeah, there's a little girl right in front of me. What do I do? I'm gonna hit her with a shovel?
Oh, that's me, that's me!
Did I hit you?
No.
Yeah, I'm good, but there's like a little girl pops up. Oh, there she is.
Oh.
So there you have it. She's an insta-kill enemy, so she touches you, you're dead. I think like your head pops off and blood starts shooting out of it. She is kind of terrifying, especially when she's chasing you and you know that she's going to kill you if she catches you. Her just standing there breathing is also super creepy and terrifying. I think she's very easy to avoid. I've seen a lot of people dodge her in very, very small areas. So it's not extremely bad. It's just a nuisance and a thing to handle. And also she's terrifying. This is an S tier enemy for me. Yeah, I really like the design of her. She's really good. Unlike any of the other enemies. The next one is the Baboon Hawk. This thing is fairly timid enemy when it's by itself. It usually will never attack you. I think if you turn your back to it, it'll attack you, so you can just approach it and it'll jump away. It's usually what I do. I just run towards it and they go away. I think if they're in groups, they become more violent. But usually this thing is not an issue at all.
Hi.
What's up, buddy?
What is this mother? Ow!
Oh, get away, get away.
Come
here, motherfucker.
Beat his ass.
Stupid bitch.
What's up?
See, so these things are harmless. It's funny that I'm putting these at D. These are just bad enemies. I don't know. I like enemies that can attack. I mean, these do. However, they're very easy to handle. They're just not. I just never find a situation where these things are a problem, which, you know, as an enemy, they should be a problem. So maybe they can be like reworked to do something a little different, to add some sort of like difficult factor to it. But however, I've never died to either of these enemies. Next we have the eyeless dogs. These guys are kind of a pain in the ass. The baboon hawks are outside the facility as well as these eyeless dogs. They hover around the ship. They kind of just like, you know, no pun intended, puppy guard it. They are blind, so they can't see you. However, they can hear you. They are pretty lethal if they know of your existence. So if they become aware of you, chances are you will die. They're extremely aggressive when they discover your position, and yeah, these guys are kind of annoying. I usually just stay extremely quiet until the ship takes off, so as to not ruin it for anybody else. They're a pretty problematic enemy when heading back to the ship. So that thing that he was doing, he was killing the other player that was over there. And he just killed this one with the ladder, which is really impressive. Yeah, he did that a little too early and it got him. So yeah. These guys are kind of annoying. Never really terrified of them. They're just kind of a nuisance enemy. Something to get past on your way back to the ship. You know, there's like a sense of peace that you find on leaving the facility. However, these guys reinstill that sense of turmoil. It's never a good time, really. Yeah, they make you have to be quiet. It's just not good. The next one we have is the Forest Keeper. This thing is kind of terrifying and very confusing when you come across it at first. It is extremely big. It also hovers around the ship. It is also an enemy that is a nuisance coming back to the ship. I believe this thing can see you and hear you. However, it can't get into the ship like these can. These guys are always outside the facility. And yeah, super annoying.
He's killing us, he's killing us. Huge. He's fucking huge.
Holy shit.
Oh my god, he sees you.
He's coming.
Run this way, this way.
Let's beat the shit out of that dad.
No way.
There's two of them. There's two of them.
He's on the right. He's on the right, Michael. Michael, he's on your right. He's on your right. Get behind the pumpkin. Get behind the pumpkin.
It ain't someone. It ain't someone.
Get behind the pumpkin. There's a hidden space. Come here. Guys, come here. No. Come here. No. Come here.
There's no fire escape. Where are the fucking fire escapes?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Okay. So when this thing grabs you, it picks you up and it eats you. It's pretty funny. You can't teleport the enemy back from this guy because you will be eaten. So yeah, anything you have on you gets dropped where you die, no matter where you are. So if he eats you, those items will just be on the ground. This guy, I'm gonna give a B. It's got a pretty cool design. It's still just as annoying as these guys, though. But at least it's cool. I don't know. It's better than these guys, in my opinion. And the very last enemy that we have to go through is the Earth Leviathan. This thing is a piece of shit. It might be a skill issue on my part. However, I don't care. I don't think that I should be punished this many times for such an enemy. This is an enemy that is outside the facility. It is the worst enemy in the game. I hate it so much. It will kill you instantaneously. It jumps out of the ground and it eats you. It's hard to predict. You could see it when it's coming to you. I've seen people outrun it. I personally have never outran this thing. I always choke when it's out. People usually know when it's roaming about. I usually am oblivious to it all the fucking time. It's not common enough of an enemy for me to be like on my wits. So every time it is lurking, it will always kill me 100% of the time. I fucking hate it. But here is the Earth Leviathan.
Leave. Yeah, you suck, bro. You are cheeks.
Yeah, so that thing is huge, right? It's not scary. It's annoying as shit. It does deal damage, so I guess it's better. I still think it's the worst enemy in the game. I'll put it above these guys though, because it does actually kill you. It is like something to die to. But yeah. It sucks. I don't like this enemy. That's my tier list.